Hey girl, are your healthy habits all over the place or non-existent? Do you wish you could find true food freedom, move your body for joy, and really just talk a little nicer to yourself? If you have tried to habit hack your health, but the strategies you've tried just haven't worked for you in your busy lifestyle, then this podcast is for you. Hey, I'm Emily Nichols, habit and fitness coach, behavior change specialist, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I am here to tell you there is an easier way than what we've been taught about our health and our habits. How do I know? Well, because I've transformed my own life through habit hacking, and now my family gets the best of me, and I now help my clients do the same. I'm now going to teach you how to create healthy habits in less time, guilt-free for all seasons of your life. It's not your fault your habits haven't worked, my friend. We just have to do them differently. So, are you ready to feel empowered and transform your habits and life? Then let's do this. Hey gang, welcome back to Habit Hack Thursday, where we habit hack a specific challenge you might have around movement, mindset, or food freedom. Now, I created Habit Hack Thursday based on wanting to give you like a really quick tip, something really like a system, something that you can take action on. And these are focused around personal experiences I have had, but also conversations with my clients who go through my accelerator program. And food freedom is so multifaceted as far as the challenges we have and as far as like emotional eating, having time for meal prepping, right? Family, picky eaters, and just diet culture BS that has really messed up the way we view like just eating food for either like our soul or like for nourishment, right? But today I wanted to talk about something that I don't think we talk about enough as women. And this was really inspired by a conversation I was having with a client the other day. We were trying to work about ways of foods that she was eating and habit hacking some of the data around why she was feeling so bloated all the time. Like, have you ever been there? I'm sure you are raising your hand because I feel like most women have been there. As I was doing research for this episode, 10% of women say they experience bloating regularly. Up to 75% of women experience bloating before and during their period. Oh, yes, I believe that. Like if I have like a hormone horoscope on my app, on my phone, a little app, and like the week before my period, I'm always like, what in the actual heck is going on? Like, why can't I like zip my pants if I'm actually wearing pants that zip, right? And as I was thinking about today's episode and the ways we habit hacked, figuring out why this client was bloating, which I'll get into in a moment, it took me back to when I was in my 20s. I'm 42 now, which sometimes I forget I'm 42. When I was in my 20s, I was bloated all the freaking time. All the time. And I even went to my doctor to be like, I need like IBS like medication. I remember there was this like IBS commercial on all the time. And it was really well marketed because it was like marketed towards like young women who are like, oh my gosh, I'm so bloated all the time. I don't know what to do. And I was like, yes, I have to go to the doctor. And the doctor didn't end up giving me anything, which thank goodness I didn't need to be on medication for that. I didn't have actual IBS. What I really need to do is I dug deep into my own food freedom and I went after the data, right? We talk about this a lot, like why we track our habits, right? Because sometimes we need the data, not the feelings we have about it. Or like we do in our accelerator program, we always first start with the habit hacking system as far as what's the data? What's the data? And then what has construed our vision on, diet culture, for example, because of, diet culture BS and what that has imposed on us as women over time, right? Especially as a millennial mom, right? I'm 42, like, girl, like, I get it. Like, you've done everything. And you're like, I just want to like eat healthy and like feel good, right? And I want to have energy, right? That's an episode for another day. But before that though, I just really thought I had a sensitive stomach. I was like, I just don't know what's wrong. I was really dug deep into my own food freedom and I kept a food journal. I really was noticing like when I ate certain foods or drank certain drinks, I would bloat. And then, so I didn't have those quite as often and the bloat went away. And usually what happens for me when I have bloat, it's usually because A, I'm getting ready to get my period. So I know that's happening. B, I had dairy or cheese. C, I had like pasta. I do not eat pasta anymore. The gluten in pasta just does not settle with my stomach. It settles in my stomach like a big brick, and I feel like my stomach just explodes. It's crazy. And Brussels sprouts. And Brussels sprouts make me bloat. However, I had to habit hack this over the years. And as I was working with this client in the accelerator, I was like, well, why don't you just, have a pad of paper handy, or like jot a note in your phone or a voice memo. And when you're feeling bloated, write down or make a voice memo what you just ate. It's just a matter of investigating. We don't have to feel bloated and yucky all the time. And it doesn't mean you have to eliminate these foods totally. It just gives you that information to make the decision, like, how much do I want to have? How much do I not want to have? Or do I not want to have it at all? Okay. And there's certain ways we can think about bloating and habit hack this a little bit more, investigate it more as you're figuring out what your own version of food freedom is and still wanting to enjoy foods. I personally, for me, pasta is not worth it to me. And you might be like, oh, I know, right? Now, I know this for a fact. My mom, I love the way she makes mac and cheese. I love it so much. I love it when it's out of the oven and there's like the little crispy pieces on top, and I pick them off and I eat them. And like at special occasions, she'll make it. So I'll have gluten-y pasta and cheese and dairy from like the milk and stuff in it. And I know I'm going to feel bad later, but for me, it's worth it. Now, could I eat that every day? No, I'll feel like doo-doo. So let's talk about ways to actually battle bloat a bit more. And of course, at the end, I'll provide a habit loop for you to help you think about habit hacking bloat. So first, let's talk about how to help with bloating. Identify food sensitivities, right? You can do that with a food log, like we just talked about. Drink more water. Ensure you're getting enough fiber. This is something I personally struggle with. So it's recommended that women get 25 grams a day. And this can be from fruits and veggies. It doesn't all have to be like from bread, right? I think a lot of times we think of fiber and we go right to bread. But be aware, excessive fiber can cause you to bloat, okay? Sometimes bloat can happen because of stress, right? We've talked about before that brain-gut connection. When you're stressed out, your gut knows what's up. Your gut might be bloated because you're so stressed out. Ensure you're not overeating. We have a hunger scale available in the Habit Hack shop if you need to track if you're overeating sometimes. And just drink more water. I'm going to say it again. Drink lots more water. What personally helps me, I'm going to share like a super secret habit hack for you. It's a yoga move. If you lay on your stomach and bring your legs up and grab your legs and you rock back and forth, kind of like a wheel, right? It would be called a wheel. If you are bloated, it is going to help ease your bloat. Seriously, like it will help. Now be aware you might release some gas, so be aware if that happens, but that definitely helps if I am feeling bloated. Now let's habit hack this. So this is a really simple habit loop. We teach over 60 habit loops inside of our accelerator program. And if you're looking into like, how do I create custom habit loops a little bit more? I have a healthy habit cheat sheet you can get. It talks about a cue, routine, reward, and it gives you a ton of different habit loops around food freedom, mindset, and movement to help turn the wheels for you a little bit as far as creating your own habit loops. So that's at bit.ly/healthy habits cheat sheet. It's linked in the show notes for you under the freebie vault. But let's habit hack this. So here's a habit loop. So the cue is you are feeling bloated. The routine is you keep a food diary, write it down, what you just ate, how you felt afterwards. The reward is you now figured out what is causing you to bloat. Okay? Simple as that. And you make those decisions as far as what your own food freedom looks like from there. So like I said, food freedom is so multi-layered and so multifaceted. This might have been like a random episode, but I feel like it's something that we as women do deal with a lot, and we don't take the time to investigate. We just feel bloated and like crap. And I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to feel your very best. So next time you feel bloated, think back to this episode, write down what you just ate and how you felt afterwards, and then you have that information going into your own food freedom to make decisions from there. So gang, like I said, if you want to grab that Healthy Habits cheat sheet, it's completely free. It's linked in the show notes under the freebie vault, and start creating your own habit loops and start habit hacking your health in an even more custom way. Or if you want to work with me inside of my accelerator program, grab that. We do some more custom habit hacking around food freedom, mindset, and movement, mindset, food freedom. Sometimes I say that in a different order and I forget. And you can come inside the community where I can answer your questions during office hours as well. Okay, gang, I will catch up with you next week. Hey girl, real quick before you go, did you know I have a secret podcast where I talk all about why most habit strategies don't work for us women? Spoiler alert, it's not our fault. Visit bit.ly/Atomic Habits for Women, it's linked in the show notes, to access my secret podcast series and have your biggest aha moment about why and how women have to do habits differently. And if you love the podcast, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way more mamas can find the show. Love and appreciate you, friend. We'll see you next time.